Hi, Chef Leonard here. Today we're going to do Pommes Puree, or sometimes known as mashed potatoes, but there really is a difference between the two, and we're going to show you today. First thing we do is we boiled some russet potatoes. And once those potatoes are boiled and tender, we take and we peel the skins off. And then one of the secrets to mashed potatoes is putting them in the oven. What we do is we put the potatoes, after they've been peeled, we put them in a slow oven around 250 for just a few minutes, which then will dry them out. And one of the secrets to making potatoes that are very light and very fluffy is a ricer. Some prefer to use a food mill, but I prefer to use the ricer. What the ricer does, it'll take these potatoes and you press through. And what it does, it rices the potato, as you see there. And this is why it's important that potato is dried out in the oven, because you're boiling the potato in water. So you want to be able to get that extra moisture out of there so you don't ruin the potato. And what this process does is, versus when you beat it with a spoon, what happens with the potatoes, you start creating starch, which then creates gluten, which then makes for a very sticky potato puree. So we also boiled potato, if you notice, into jackets. What this does is give the potato a nice natural flavor, gives it that earthy potato flavor. If you peel the potato prior to boiling, you take away all that incredible flavor that you have. So we're just going to rice stew the potatoes. And then you see here, we'll just take all the excess potato off the ricer. And then it's very simple to make a good mashed potato. So we have here our potato, very hot. They've been riced. We're going to take a little butter. So you put the butter in before the cream. And we're just going to start mixing the potato here and just incorporate that nice creamy butter. The butter should be at about room temperature. So once the butter is just about incorporated, we have some heavy cream. You take the cream, you just bring it to a boil, and we're just going to add a ladle full of 2 of this beautiful cream, and any butter that hasn't totally dissolved in potato, of course the cream will melt it. Now at this point, the best thing to do for a potato puree really is just salt and a little pepper. If you prefer, just slightly season, and season lightly, because you can always add more salt, but once the salt is in there, if your potato becomes too salty, then of course you can't take it away. We're going to use a little sea salt here, a little pink Himalayan. And then I'm going to show you a technique that, especially for you students, that you can use in competition or during your practicals, and even if you're serving to your family. It's called making a quenelle. So we're going to take a little potato in the spoon here, a serving spoon, and you find 2 spoons relatively the same size, and you make what's called a quenelle shape. And it's really 3 corners, and you fold it here, and see how nice that looks. It's got a nice shape, nice definition. And we're going to put that right on the plate. So even if you're serving with a steak or a nice piece of chicken, you just take the mashed potatoes, you make the quenelles. You can also, make them and put them family style if you would like, and show the quenelle shapes and show the work that you put in. It's a very good technique used for mousses, whipped cream, any kind of puree on a plate. And you can tell that, by doing this with the ricer and cooking the potatoes as we have, it allows us to do that quenelle, make that beautiful presentation. And we're just going to lace it with a little extra virgin olive oil, just a little more touch of salt. And there you have beautiful Pommes Puree shaped in a quenelle. And of course, everybody enjoys them.